Alright, so here we are. This is the experiment, the design experiment that I've got to finally, after months, or even years of waiting, I guess, managed to create a build of Electron app with the blue background, next week they call it Vibrance. And it's sort of, I always wanted to do it because I always wanted to play with it and put something on top of it and play with transparencies and doing this. So just from the design perspective, because, I always wanted to like Safari or Notes app, one of these ones, or the Safari app, right? They have that bluiness, and I wanted to just see if there's something more that we could do with it. It feels like all this is sort of like flat. The buttons are not that interesting. Flat. And I don't know, maybe the folks at Apple, they already went through it and they tried all the crazy stuff and they're like, oh no, this just looks nuts. Like, let's just do it. Maybe I'm gonna end up with the same realization after today's experiment. But I just want to play with it and see what can we do. So I'm using Electron here. There's a build, and you can also pull that from this repo. So there we go. Here I'm gonna be using views for the front end. So the front end, all this interface that you see here will be built in views. Maybe that's actually a good testing ground for it, like a little bit on the light and a little bit on the dark. So this is views language here below, and I have the view, I have it open here. So this is so there's the stories and there's an app here. So this app is this file over here, and then we have a top bar in the inside of the app, the story, the top bar. So here there's a top bar, and top bar has just the text. So okay, normal bullshit. Let's get to it. Let's see what I actually started doing something. So before I started recording, I was like, oh yeah, let's do some sort of like a menu on the side or something. So I've added that already. That vertical. So here we have maybe like do this. Yeah, okay, now. So here we have like a menu. This is, I think probably I would go with the darker. That's what first comes to my mind. So sort of like go from that light background here to the darker background. But now this is strange because that's going to be lighter. I guess it depends on. So this is right now 100. So maybe let's do 80. So it's going to be a smaller. Probably even smaller. I'm thinking, what would we put in here? Maybe let's put some sort of button. Wait a minute, let's just get a button. So I actually have buttons. I have buttons. So that would be I think would be good to get something with the button label highlight. I think that was not, or maybe button label. Yeah, let's get button label. That should be enough. So we have components. Oh, I have some button here actually. Okay, let's just grab button label here. Button label color. Thinking. These are just different components and styles. I think this one has already a transparency on it. So let's see. So button label color. Okay, let's open that one. Yeah, so that one has some transparency. So we can add to the app. Let's replace that with button, or let's just replace that with button label color. Save that. Okay, so now we have this button and we have it. Okay, so now, but it's not really popping out, is it? So maybe it doesn't have, it has height. What does it have? Paddings. Paddings has minimal paddings, but okay, but it does have height. So maybe let's use height for it. Let's just use height for it. So go height 22. It's gonna be a big button. So yep. And now, so that doesn't look. Maybe it's because the background is sort of like 0.6. So that would be like 9 without. I think it would be just more. Yeah. So now it's way more vibrant. Or is it too vibrant now? So which way should we take it? Should it be like all? Maybe it should be all like grayscale. The way that here everything is grayscale. And then the content has its own colors, which is fine. So if we would do, so I think this is button label. I think button label color. So that one, button label will not have the transparency. And button label was button label. So okay, so let's copy button label. Let's say that. Okay, so now we have a button label, which is just a very basic like grayscale button, but it has a transparency. So you can see it's getting a little bit lighter here. So yeah, so on the dark it's okay, but on the light it's not really that good. So what should we do with this? What would be the next thing to do with this? I guess it would look different if we would put it here as well. So if we would put it inside of this vertical and give it like whatever should it be? Because like this could be a menu. What sort of app should we do? Maybe let's think of it. I have an app to do, which is sort of like task and comms app that I was working on and thinking about recently. So so maybe let's try to do that. So here it will be pretty much like Slack, which has channels, and then it would have like items in those channels. There would be like threads, I think, and then each thread would have its own. So maybe even more like email, I would say. Probably yes, probably more like email pattern. So let's move that and let's give it, say, like so that would be maybe inbox. Yeah, let's do something like an email thing. So okay, so we have it here. So here we probably don't need it to be that big, right? So it's going to be 24 here, and definitely we need to add some padding to the vertical because. So let's do actually. Let's use I really like this bit, so I've done docs, I've done documentation for views and new tools, and it's pretty useful. I really like it because I can just scroll down instead of writing all the properties. I can just copy them over, paste them in, and here they are. So we probably need like maybe 2, I would say. Start with 2, maybe then we could do 4. I guess maybe 2 would be enough. So yeah, probably. Now this button label is a little bit biggish. So could we just maybe? What should we do? What should we do with button label? Should we make it smaller? So this font size is customizable. So let's just grab this. Maybe we can make a different component for the tab later on when we'll be actually working on this. And then we have align self outer. So so align items we have center. So let's overwrite that as well. With the dynamic props that we have open. Start. Looks so what are we doing? Looks start, I think. Okay. So now that's going to be smaller and to the side. Yeah, and I guess I don't actually know if we need this. If we need this background to be so visible at all times, because then it's just going to be a full bar of. How would we solve it? Well, another thing is that maybe it really depends on this padding. So I started with a really small padding, but if we would go maybe 6, well, maybe 4, I guess 4. Padding on left, we could do 4, and then padding right, we could do 16 maybe. I'm thinking how would that be? So, okay. But I don't know if we need the background here on the label. So let's get rid of it. Let's do 0 for now. And then when we have it over, the label, background color 0. Well, it should be 0, but it's not 0. Wait a minute, what's going on? Oh, maybe the app died actually here. Yeah, what is the other thing that comes to my mind is that it's just not in the right project, but no, it is a button label. So that works. Okay, that's strange. Let's just restart the app. Let's see, maybe it does have something to do with. Yeah, this is right. Okay. Oh, okay, so I guess maybe this app died. This is a little bit. Oh yeah, this app died. Okay, this is a little bit still, experimental since it is experimental. It's an experiment. All right, so let's try it. It should be 0, 0. Give me transparency. God, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? So if I quit that, it doesn't work here as well. I'm going to close the tab, I'm thinking. So when it refreshes only here, not in 2 things. Okay, let's see. Alright, so now we have this thing, which is highlighting with this border color, which, I don't know, I've done it once, and I since regret it, so I'm just going to remove this from the button label. Let's see. Yes, okay, so now it applies. Good, so now we have this inbox thing going on. Now, obviously, this is probably not enough. If we would be having it as this, on the top, we would probably have something like a little, what would be called, maybe, today, or to be done, or new, and I guess it's probably going to need some sort of, yeah, so now here, what is the treatment we can give it? So we could, give it text transform, uppercase, font size we could go with maybe 12, and then maybe font, weight, we could go 500, I think. Let's see how that looks. And then info, okay, so info probably doesn't have, so what happens here now? So I set it to text transform uppercase, we didn't make any mistakes. Yeah, so text transform uppercase. I said it like that, but the info probably, I'm passing the prop into an existing custom view that I've made, a custom component, and that probably doesn't have it. Text align, line height, it has almost everything that the text element should have. There are 2 things that I can see missing from here. So there's text transform, and then there is probably none is there, set it as none, and then there's also, so we have line height, but we don't have letter spacing, so spacing. And letter spacing, we're going to do maybe 1 as default. Yeah, okay, so we could do 5, I guess. And then by default, it will just, we'll just go nuts. So let's do 1, but let's open it, because I'm thinking that we will probably gonna end up, yeah, you see, probably end up tweaking it a little bit. So if we're gonna go with that uppercase, which I don't know if that's the way to go, but say we will. So smaller print, yeah, I don't think it's loading the font, which probably is because the weight is not open. Okay. So again, so this is a caret, this caret stands for like a dynamic prop, so we can pass something to that property. So we have the, I don't think font weight actually works here. Doesn't seem like it made any change. So what else do we need? Okay, so letter spacing. So let's just put letter spacing, and let's do letter spacing like 1.5 maybe. Did it already die? No, I think so. Okay. Well, maybe not. Okay, so letter spacing. So let's do. I don't know if letter spacing wasn't taking like. No, that would be massive, right? See, but it doesn't do it. It doesn't do it. It doesn't update the app. Letter spacing. Yeah, it should do. Letter spacing 1. I'm gonna put 15 here. 1 more. Let's see if it works here. No, it doesn't. So, yeah, it was working, now it's not. And why is it not working anymore? Now it's working. Okay, so there's some sort of issue there, I guess. If I would put 15. So not bad now. Interesting. Okay, there's some sort of issue, I think, with passing the letter spacing, but fine. So let's do 2 in here. And let's see now. Okay. A little bit over-designed, it all looks to me right now, but fine, just experimenting, right? So, okay, so we have new. Isn't that weird that it's sort of like this margin? I don't know. If it's something like this, if anything, this should be probably like or level 150 maybe. Okay, no, that's sort of, that makes more sense right now, I guess. And then you can open these guys. I don't know about this. I don't know about this space. It gives a little bit of like a visual cue, but maybe it's too big. Maybe it should be just 8. And then top also should be 8. That way these would be even. Although it does look maybe. Does this one have some margin top? No, okay, so yeah, I don't know. It doesn't scream at me. Now, obviously, now the problem is that info has this 8080, which I think if anything, let's just give it a GBA, and then let's start with black. Let's go to 7 maybe. I don't know if it should be like a bit lighter or. Man, what's going on with this? Did this work? I think so. Okay, that's gonna keep breaking. That's gonna suck, but it is what it is. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So. So yeah, so when it's darker, it's now, so if anything, it should go into 255, into sort of something white, but, oh man, okay. If anything, it should be probably whiter. I think there's something going on here with the, yeah, there's something going on here in the props. Something doesn't fully work as it should be. Let's say we're gonna do it this way, and now should it be darker, maybe. So in that case, let's go 0.3. Now I think we're balancing on like edge of legibility and like, I don't know. Like these guys, what do they do? These guys have the, yeah, these ones are very good, very light. These are dark and heavy as well. Okay, it's a heavy font. It's not a, okay, Apple. Okay, I hear you. I think that's right. I think we should be probably doing something like 400 maybe here, or 500 on the button. Yeah, 400 didn't change much. 500 should. Yeah. Okay, so that's better. That's better. And maybe possibly also we should go with 400 now. Button label. I have a feeling that we probably, yeah, we've been just messing with it here. So this is big, but ooh, this is bulky. Ooh, this is bulky. But where's this one? So that's the one that's the inbox. So if we go with 14, which is the default, I don't know. See, this should be somewhere probably in between, if anything, and possibly this should be possibly 400. I think it's just too bulky. Okay, so all right. So I guess maybe that. Now let's put some sort of color elements right to it. So I've been playing with it for a while now, and obviously this is not like a proper way to do it. But if we're gonna put into the button, say button label, we're going to put a vertical that will be positioned absolute because we wanted to have it on the top. So we're going to go top maybe -2, and then we're going to go right -2, and then we're going to go background color probably. Yes, we just probably want to just background color. And what we do want also is width, which what would we do if we would do like a little? We want to do like, okay, like a little notification. Hey, there's something here for you to see. So we would go 5, and then let's go back to our friends here in the docs and grab the border radiuses. Do this and put it somewhere here. Now we are going to do, actually we're going to do maybe like 8 all around. That's going to be enough, but let's see. So here now it should display, yeah, okay, so now we have this little dot here. Okay, it's definitely too small, I'd say. So it should be probably 10 by 10, which means that these guys should also be 10 by 10. So let's add that. And let's add some sort of red color. Oh, this is big, this is nice, okay. Is it in the right place? I don't know. Should it be in the middle? I'm thinking it should be in the middle, not on the black top, because then if we're going to have more than one buttons, then they will sort of like get into each other's way. And if that's the case, then we don't have to put the position absolute, we just keep it like this. And then do we have a padding here? Do we have a padding here? So the only thing that we probably want to do for the padding to change it to the padding right. So, oh, this is a vertical. Let's do a horizontal. So right now the dot is below the label because the children are aligned digging in the vertical. So, meaning text was on top of the vertical. But we want them next to each other. So that's what we want. And then also what we want, we probably space between and justify content. So they're going to push to the sides. There you go. Okay. All right. So that's there. Now we probably want some sort of red color. I don't know what is the red. Maybe red would be. Let's see. So hex. So red would be F I think 0, 0, 0, 0. Yeah. Okay. So that's the red. That's a beautiful red, isn't it? Oh, now the app will look. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay. So so let's grab this. Let's grab that RGBA and plugging in here. What was that RGBA? Oh, okay. That's simple. Okay. And probably let's do something like 0.8 on the transparency just to make it more. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, maybe that's that. Maybe that's enough. It's probably that's too bland. Maybe that's okay. As for identification, I don't know, is it? I don't know if it is. So another thing is that they're, yeah, so this is probably because they are, if I would go 8.8, would it? It doesn't look aligned to me, like, it doesn't look like line items at center. Oh no, it's like start. Because I think I override that too. It's like start, but that shouldn't be like start. That is going to be like center. That's my mistake. So now they're going to be aligned. Yeah, now they're aligned. There's something wrong about it. I was looking at it, it's like, what's going on with it? Okay, so, yeah, so let's go 10 and 10. Maybe let's do 8. So I don't know if there's anything else that could be done in this, Yeah, so I don't know about this. What could be done with it? Well, I guess it's probably okay. I mean, we would add another one. Let's just copy and paste them, just for the sake of it. So button label. Let's just add one more. Let's do just like something else. So this is the inbox. These are the chats. I don't actually know how that app. Okay. We definitely need to add margin top, maybe 4. I'm thinking. That's too much. That's too much. It's probably within the margin. And that's quite a lot actually. So maybe it shouldn't be 24. Maybe it should be like 22. I'm thinking. 20. But we could have margin bottom here on the margin bottom, maybe 4. Yeah, so just to have a little bit of like natural thing, and then here. Yeah, alright. Well, it's okay, I think it's okay. So here, obviously, not everything will have notifications. Just for the sake of it, let's have fun on when. I might use for that is or has notification, and then let's get that. To say this, let's say that this button has notification true. Okay, so this is what we have. What else can we do here? Now I guess the content would be another important bit. So say we have these guys, and then we have a content as another panel. Does this work? I think it works. I think it's nice. It's pretty okay, I'd say. And then we would have this panel with the list. Maybe that's where it becomes interesting. Okay, so let's leave that one aside. So now what can we do with, say, we need a card, and that card would be what? That card would be something that. Oh, that's another thing. How would it look if we would change it to white? That's another thing that we could try. So try white, but very like. Yeah, so that would be another panel. So this is a white panel. This is a dark panel. Okay. I don't know if they go well with each other. Now maybe on the other side, maybe that could be okay for the panel on the other side of this. So if we would have a chat, I think a chat for, yeah, we probably have this size. I would assume that's what it would be. And then we would have content in the middle, content of the thread, and then we could open items in context of that thread and contribute to that context. And in that sense, that should probably work. So now this is the question though: is that okay? Okay, so let's add the second panel, and I guess this panel would be darker, probably, right? Darker or lighter. That is strange. So this is the darker we go, the, I don't know, it still looks transparent, it still looks blurry. It's kind of, it will be just slightly more or less. Because I have a feeling this is because of the contrast. It's sort of like behind this panel, so it actually should be lighter. But I would assume that it should be more lighter than this one. Now the lighter it's going to get, the harder it will be to read the content. So maybe let me list the card, because card will be important as well. So we'll actually copy some of that stuff. Yeah, that's actually a good card. So let's do this. Then we're going to do width 100%, and the height we're going to do 100 maybe. Say that this is padding bottom. Yeah, this should. Where are our? Now I don't know if we actually need all this. Yeah, we'll look into that in a second, because I don't know if we need all this spacing. Maybe we don't. But here, so here we have padding. Why do we have the padding on this side? Left, right. Oh yeah, this one. Okay, so if we would go with 4 all around, I guess would be probably okay for that one. And then we have padding right, so then we need probably 8 inside of the card from every direction. And if we do 4 only on the border radius, that might be not enough. But I on the other side. So if the card is lighter, or should the card be darker? Now we can also introduce, because I didn't introduce any shadows here, but in the spirit of just playing around with it, and also we are introducing only background colors. I believe these guys were using, yeah, so they're using some borders, which looks a bit lighter. Less blocky maybe, but that's so. I'm thinking what would happen if we would give it, say, a shadow. We need to specify the inset. That would be dark. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's weird. Yeah, that's definitely too dark, but it's definitely weird as well. Yeah, if it would be like this. What does it do? I don't know if it's a good idea, if it needs it. So now these items would be like items. Okay, in the inbox, I go into the inbox, I see the items that I have tasks. So maybe, oh yeah, that's a good idea. I see tasks. This should be tasks. Yeah. So here the question is, what would we do? Okay, if we would have more of these, I don't actually know if that's a good idea. Let's first of all let's just extract it to a different card, because it becomes crazy now. And the view, crazy amount of code. So let's do this, and let's save it as a card basic or a card task. Let's save it as view, and then that, so it's inside of the view, and then we can save it in the components and save it as card we say card tasks, task. Okay, now we have it available to us, so now instead of that, we're going to go card task. Nothing changes in the app, because nothing changes, but now we can add these two, and then we go here and we add margin top. Margin top, say let's do 4. I don't know, I don't think this will work. I think this will look weird, if anything, with the shadow. Should we do the neomorphic thing? Yeah, so 4, maybe that's also the problem. I don't know. Sort of. Now maybe that shadow actually should be the white shadow, and that would be even weirder. White shadows. Oh, who gave this guy the ability to do this? This is just awful. Who's doing this stuff? Oh, beautiful, Tom. Just beautiful. Yeah. So I don't know what can we do about this, because there's not much. There's not much stuff we can do here. This one. There's not much stuff we can do. Even if we can do it like very light. Now maybe it depends on. Maybe it should be 8 actually in the. So I margin top we put 8. It should be bigger. Just the spacing of it. Yeah. So this is more of a different conversation, right? This is more about like, okay, so how do we do the design? How do we do the design system stuff? Do we do now? This should have selected, and once this is selected, we would have. So maybe I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Maybe this shouldn't be that dark. It should be actually 0, 1. So this is why does this have a background color? It should have a background color. What did I do? Okay, so if that would be like this, now everything got a little bit lighter. And we would put, so this one, the sidebar would get 2, which is the same as this one. It's not that great. I mean, this creates this weird L, so I don't particularly like it, which means that we could push this to 3 maybe. There's another thing that maybe it shouldn't be 24. Though it fits a little bit, but these guys are small. This is small. It fits. I'm thinking that we probably want to have some sort of like toolbar, and that toolbar could be as small as. It could be the way that we have it in tools. So in tools we have it done this way. So we have like an additional toolbar below this, which I think looks good as well. Yeah, I guess it's okay. So now is this actually? No, I didn't save it. Okay, let's save this. See how it looks like with the darker. Oh yeah, nice. And now the auto refresh works. That's beautiful. Thank you. We have to rewire. Okay, so now this is weird, right? This step. I mean, this is just a design thing. I didn't want it to go into this. This is not. I should not be doing this because it's not really about that. But I will because I just can't look at it otherwise. So we're gonna do margin left 8, I think, probably. Yeah. Otherwise, it's just weird. And really, actually, maybe this is a case where it should be. Yeah. So visually, I don't know. There's something weird about this. What am I doing here? All right. So good. So we have this one, and then we have that one, which is lighter. Now maybe this guy. Because then again, it depends how are we going to do the fonts on top of it. Yeah, we meant to do the fonts on top of it. So inside of the card, let's add a maybe just some. Let's get this one from here. So what was this info here? This one. So let's get that one. Let's put this one here, and let's just say your task is so type or maybe just task. Actually, I haven't had to do it like this. Task. Oh, I think that it's probably better when it's. Yeah, it might be better when it's like this. Okay. When it's like darker, and then this one's lighter, and then the shadow doesn't actually bothers me at least that much. Now the card is very light, which means that maybe that card doesn't have to be that light, and we can just still have it dark. Oh, that looks like it's disabled or something, right? Yeah, I'm just worried that the more we go, the whiter we go, the lighter we're gonna have to go on the text, which will make it. Although now you see it's sort of now maybe what could happen here is that this task could be. Maybe we could take the color. It's not done. For the background color, that's going to be strong. Look at these guys now. Okay, well, they take whatever is behind them, so they still sort of react to the background, which sometimes makes them just lighter. And what would happen if that would be a gray color, or a solid gray color? So let's try 6-0. That was weird, isn't it? Especially with white. It's just like it's such a big difference in like in the perception of it. Okay, so that was that one. Try darker. Oh, I don't know. But maybe that gave me an idea. Maybe we should actually try, rather than going with the card on a darker color, maybe we should try going with it in a darker way. Now this is probably going to be too dark. But maybe it should go into the darker way. Now these guys would definitely pop a bit more. Is it too dark? Possibly. That's just not almost not visible. Ooh, that is dark. Ooh, that is dark. That looks strange. Okay, that looks strange to me, so maybe let's go back to 5 or 4 maybe. 4 would be best. It's sort of like between 3 and so on, so it's there, but it's like you can see it. I guess the goal would be to actually make it work. I mean, to make it work in a way that it's legible. Let's add maybe something. So info, we have info text, and let's do task is call this patient. We'll call patient, that's the task, and then the call patient. Okay, margin left. So obviously there's no margin here, and this is big, and the color is not the best in the world. So let's go color. If we're gonna go with white, that's gonna be just too much. So I don't know, maybe just something like 8. Call patient, and then call probably the patient, I'd say. And then we do. And then what else do we do? So here in the info, is that info? We have info. Okay, so we have letter spacing here. This is not open because we couldn't make it open. So this wouldn't work, I guess. So okay. So this letter spacing makes no sense here. Okay, well, we could also use body, I guess. Because I think we have body as an element. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so we have that good. And then if we open body, what is body? There you go. Oh, it has margin top set already. No, we don't want that. And then it has line height. It's display block. Okay, well, fine. So, but it has margin left open. So I guess we can go here. We can just say, but here in the card, we don't need the margin left here. I guess what we could do is just do more padding. There's padding here. So left would be, if we would leave 8, would be not enough to close. Yeah, probably too close to the edge. So 12 because I don't think 16 would be probably too much, right? Yeah. So okay, so we have this one. So we have task, and then we have. Yeah, I guess we don't need them. Well, do we? We need 2. It just feels like it's just. We don't need it at all. It's just. Yeah. So there's a task. Okay. So we have task. We probably need some sort of button. But you know, no, probably not. It's just in everywhere. So let's give it a click to make it functional, and then we can access this functional scope, which is hovered, and now we can do background color. What do we do with background color now? Should we go darker or lighter? I would say probably lighter when it's hovered. Yes, so let's give it animation. Let's just do a simple linear curve, so it's just a bit nicer. And yeah, I don't know, I just definitely video duration is off. Let's give it 80. Yeah, that's better. So 50, I guess. So that's that. And yeah, I don't know. It's sort of the hover over should be maybe a bit more. It should go into color. I'm thinking. Then the selected state would have to be that way as well. So yeah. So another thing that this could go actually to, it would go to 0. Let's just go crazy for a second. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? Oh, the shadows, nice. Okay, so maybe on hover we could go 0, 1, and the selected could stay. So shadow color, I guess we can just go 0, and maybe selected could be then could be just nothing. Just okay. So let's just do okay. 1 is selected. We're gonna go with the shadow 0 and the background color 0 as well. And then we're gonna go back here, and in one of these cards we're gonna go is selected. True. Okay, and let's add one more card here just to see how it looks like. A couple more cards. So yeah, so there you go. So well, we could do a little. I think we could do that. No. Oh, what the hell? Yeah. I probably need something in the logic for this to work. Yeah. Okay. So that. Okay, so that's pretty much where we got. I don't know if it's nice. Would I like to look at that kind of interface all day? That's my another question. You know, would I like to? Is that something that makes me feel good? I don't know. I don't think so. It's sort of dark and doesn't have something. It's missing something. I don't know also about this. Like this is a very light, bright highlight. This goes almost to nothing. So maybe what it should do. Let's test another way. Let's go to the. So how about, so let's go to the selected very light color and see how what that will do. So say 3 and 1. How would that work? Well, okay, yeah. That's a little bit better, I guess. I guess that's slightly better. What if these would have colors? So rather than going black and white, we would say, yeah, we would give it a color. Now a red is a natural choice for this one. Let's see, let's try to get like a red that is not as crazy, yes? This is some sort of crazy red, okay. So we go, let's get the hex, okay, 60, 60, 63, 63. Okay. 99, nice. Okay, so Hobbit, but then also regular, I guess, that's probably the most important one. And then maybe Hobbit should stay 255, I'm thinking maybe. No, I don't think so. Ooh. No, that's flat and ugly. Okay, so another thing that we could try. Let's try linear gradient, and let's give it minus 45 degrees, and let's see if that will work. So here we would have, say we would go from one to the other. Let's go to 8. Okay. No, I see you. So now this goes sort of like darker. Not so bad. Maybe just the red is not the right type of red. So if we would change this to like maybe something higher than 140, and 140, let's see. Maybe that would be a bit brighter. Oh, sorry. Wrong way. Just went absolutely the opposite way. Okay, so let's play with these colors. Since we can. Ooh, that's heavy, that's strong, that has a lot of it, So that was, the other one was 90, this one would be 60, what would it do? Okay, not so bad. So now on the hover, if we would do 2, on this one if we would do 4, 5. This selected, maybe that will, is there a difference here? No, I don't see a difference here, so selected, so this work is selected, doesn't work anymore, selected, should work. Oh, the background color, oh, yes, of course, so we don't have a background color prop, transparent, I guess to make it set it to anything, yes, there you go, so it wouldn't set, so now this one is highlighted, a little bit crazy highlight, but visible, so that's good, Oh yeah, no, I don't know actually, that wasn't so bad, maybe 4 was a little bit over, it makes it also a little bit unreadable, but on the other hand, what happens is that this will have the title, it will have a repeater, this will have the content of these tasks, and I assume these tasks are obviously the ones that are not, that are new, so if we would go, just to play with it, is new, right? So then background should be this, I guess, and probably this scope should be before the other scopes inside. So now we have this background. Now this background could be, we could still use the darkish color side, I guess. Let's see what it would do. So if we would go like just with the black. Okay, now we obviously need to set. So on the first one we're gonna go is new, true, and on the second one we're gonna do the same. Let's see how these two new guys look like. Yeah, okay. So that's fine. It's still a little bit weird. The colors are weird. I don't know why, but they still feel weird. So if we would go 4, it's a little bit too dark, I'd say. Now we'll go 1. Yeah. Okay. Well, it has this nice sort of like, I think that maybe the gradient actually works with it as well. And maybe if I wouldn't do this on the background color when it's selected, we wouldn't do it with this one, but we would do it with the red. That was the red. That was what was 1990, I think. Let's see how it would look like with that then. So, oh yeah, okay, well, it doesn't do much. So, I'll use this later. And it should do what? It should be darker, I guess. Yeah, looks stronger. Okay, so that's that one for you. Okay, so that is the. Okay, so this is the selected. Well, I don't know. Does it say selected? The other one was sort of more selected than this one. So I don't know what I messed up here. Maybe it's also the matter of like what kind of red is it? Because the closer we're gonna go to the white, so probably we're gonna go to 100. Yeah, now we're going very close to the white. And if anything, this should be probably, the hover should be just even stronger, I guess, right? Because like you are, you want to select it, but then it doesn't, I don't know, it's very strong, it's so strong. But we could, I think the colors, there's something here about the colors that I think that there's loads to be improved. Like in that selected state, that doesn't look that good. It doesn't look that good. So in terms of the shadow color, now maybe that's the time where we should be considering doing like some sort of crazy shadow colors, maybe, I'm thinking. So now this is not that transparent, so if we go 2, that will get this thing, let's say 8. Okay, so so what can we do here is, so we could lower down the opacity of the background of the background color and the transparency, I guess, of the background color. I mean, I think it's doing it to the point where it's really just it's hard to tell. Maybe the blue also should be bigger, although it's going to go overlap with the other cards. If anything, maybe it should be just sort of like pressed in. And then obviously, if that's the case, then the shadow here should, like this should also be, I think, on hover happening. So this one is definitely selected, but that's the hover over state. So I'm thinking maybe it should go into, on the hover over, on the selected, so it should go into white. And then on the hover over, it should go even more into white. I don't know, but this, I guess, you could say that there's something to it. I guess you could say there is. I mean, that should be also like white. Not that strong. Maybe still 8. Now, if we would apply neomorphism here, then this would be inset. And this would be outside, so this would sort of like, oh no, oh my god, this is awful. So then the more, maybe it should go the other way, so there should be more color in the selected state rather than going into. So this should be actually like, yeah, now another thing is that I'm only overriding the background color here, so maybe what I should actually do is to override because that makes it flatter. guess. So if we would do this, and try to actually this, so then that would be only selected for the new. So now I don't know, it multiplies that already. So unless we would go inside on this one, which we could, let's try. So inside true. But I don't know what it would do. I think it wouldn't sort of like do much for us. Not with these color settings, because this definitely made it into it. But then it's sort of weird because it's on the dark. Maybe actually inset also should be here, because if inset is here, it gives sort of like a brighter edge to it, which I like actually. If we would go maybe -8 on this, so it would give it this. It would pull it from here, but not from here. Yeah, so just a little bit like, sort of like a little bit more. Ooh, nice. There you go. Oh man. So yeah, so the hover overs, that still requires loads of work, I guess, because that is not that great. Obviously, we could just like do something about it, but this is good because this gives it like this. Yeah, this is not so bad. This is not so bad. So we could do that, and yeah, I don't know what else we could do with this. So here. Yeah, so then if you select these, obviously they probably go more into the white, to the lighter state. The color is striking, but it's very visible and it's very obvious, and I like it. So I guess I would need to play a bit more with the color, and then, and these are very like red flags. So maybe in this case we don't want to play with red. Maybe we want to play with a different color, a color that so it doesn't stand for something wrong happened. And the one color that comes to my mind is yellow, because I really like black and yellow. This type of. So let's grab some yellow. Let's throw it into our wonderful converter, and let's try to play with yellow then. So what was the yellow? Let's see. Oh, this is a strange combination. Okay. Let's change this, guys. See? Ooh. No. What did we mess up? Okay, so we definitely have a messed up color unselected because we also have this one as sort of like reddish. And we also have this one as reddish, which these should be not red but yellow. So it should be probably brighter yellow. And the main color should be darker. So let's leave this one as it is, and let's just make a maybe darker as of stronger. Maybe that would be actually better. So let's go to this. Just right here. Let's see. So just that one. Oh, sorry. Just wonderful. What's going on? Cut it out, man. These are my mock-up session. So let's put that one here, I guess, and then let's see. Not much changed. Oh well, this is in this one, so yeah, so not much changed because this one didn't change, so I need to change this one. Okay. Oh well, actually, sorry, what did I do? Change this, so this one should stay the same. So this one will be brighter, and this one will be darker. But still, there's just not enough of. Well, with the yellow one, of course. Now here we will have to go with the where do we have the button now? So we have button label, and now we will have to put this one as yellow. So if we would go just monochromatic, but with yellow instead of red. I wonder if that would be better. This looks weird. This looks weird, but of course, like, it could be. I wonder if there's like a stronger yellow color that is. Yeah, it's just darker. I think we need that sort of dark color here. Let's just go into this guy. Okay. Yeah, this is like washed out, and you can definitely see it when you come back to it. So yeah, so playing around with these colors, this is not something easy, as you can see. Okay, so we'll change the yeah, okay, so let's not change that one maybe. Let's change the background color, which is the one that is overlaying the whole card. That doesn't. These battles, they sort of, there you go. Yeah, so maybe it should be 8. So it should battle the other way around, from this side, if anything, right? Because it's a big battle here. Yeah. Well, something to play around with, because I guess it would have to be 16 here and probably 8 over here, just to push it more across the card, possibly, and then I guess this info. So we made the info. So info is this. It's this color, which is okay. But here, actually, this info should have probably like a stronger color than in that case. No, I don't know how would I work with this one then. Yeah, this is probably too strong as a color just to read. It's really hard to read anything on it, so the red one was better, because this one is more going into the white. Or, okay, I'm gonna try. So maybe it should be just more like an orangey color, which we can get as well. And then we can just push it a little bit to be a bit more orangey rather than being red. Alright, well, that color already sort of like looks weird. Okay, let's try it here now. So let's put that one for the selected. And then the background color probably need to change as well. 11. 0, 0, 2. Oh, wait a minute. 1, 0, too many. Okay, and then anything changed, so probably this one will change a lot. Not that much actually. So this is selected, and then this is, oh, because the shadow color is this light, bright yellow, which maybe it's just enough to slow it down a little bit. So it's still there, it's still sort of like subtle, makes it a bit more pop. And then here we have, so here we have this 8, maybe this should also go down. Which was strange, because I would think that, yeah, so definitely, so this could be probably a good, I think this could be a good setting for the mule. And what we will need to do is for the hobbit, we will need to do something else. So this could be this one, but, oh sorry, no one, here. So this is for the mule. Oh, I was changing, oh man, I'm tired. I was changing probably different, wrong props. I was looking at the new and I was changing the hobbit one. Okay, yeah, so this is definitely too much. Nice, but okay, I like that. I like the fact that that's now getting, so if we would go from that brighter yellow here. Oh, sorry. Okay, so let's see, so this one, yeah, so this one makes it, okay, so this is brighter. It sort of makes sense to go from the top to the bottom in terms of the gradient. But maybe actually it should be the other way around. And we should go here I think it was 135 then. Yeah, because then you can read this content. So now this is a new one. This is a new one. This is a new selected, obviously. And then this is the hobbit. And then in the hobbit, we probably don't need this one. We're just gonna overwrite the color with. Could we overwrite only the color with this one? That'll work. Because then we have shadow color, which maybe that could be also funky. Okay, so that makes it insert true. Oh yeah, okay, so. So this shadow color is, and then I'm changing the wrong one as well. So this one, yeah, because now this one makes it brighter. Oh, okay, now that's a nice idea. So we most likely need to go to 55 then. Probably not 8, just maybe 3 or something. And then, so this would be background color, and this would be probably the shadow, because we don't want the highlight to be going into the yellow. Or even here we could probably just go like that. So there's no shadow. Yeah, this is sort of, this makes it like very bad. It's hard to see it. So maybe we want to do the inset. Yeah, maybe we want to do the inset. And then, I don't know if that would change anything, but now, you can see that it's, yeah, okay. Well, the hover overs could be an issue. So here obviously we're going lighter, here we're going lighter, so at least it's consistent now. Which means that all the list items will have to be darker for it to go lighter. Now this is selected, is not, selected, this should be really this new selected, and then the other one should get, this is not how we model it, but, so get this new selected true. And then this new selected would have to get, I guess, just a stronger, so it would maybe get like 6 of that. And that is the shadow color, so that would pop it, right, with the shadow, I would assume. I can't see much difference. And if we would go with the color, did I do that to what? Yeah, I don't know if we. Well, this is probably how it should be done anyway. I don't know if that's the problem of the scopes. Something doesn't work here for me. Well, maybe I'll just go like 1. It's just not enough difference. Okay, so let's try 255 then. On the selected. Oh, too much. Okay. Yeah, something doesn't work here, I think. Okay, let's change something else to see if, yeah. So I think I messed something up with the scopes. Oh, but that shouldn't matter actually. Should it? Yes, no, okay, good. So I messed up the scopes on the other point of views. Alright, so, this thing, that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good at all. So let's just go, maybe we're done. Ooh, definitely not. Definitely not. So now the question is, should it go, the way that it's, yeah, so brighter yellow, then it would probably mean that it's selected, because this one looked more selected to me than this one, and that's the selected one. So, I guess, These should go the other way around. These should go the other way around, and we should put them here. Flip now, so because that looks more like it's selected. Okay, so it's new and it's selected. Okay, sounds good. Let's give it a bit more oomph. Let's see if that will change something. Okay. So it's strange that it's in a strange place. It's in a strange place, and definitely the hover over is weird. But on the other hand, so this one is definitely good flat. Probably because of this, the fact that there's just not much difference between them. I'd say maybe. Yeah, there's more difference between them. Maybe that's better. But this one should be on the inside here, and we will not override this one. So this one should get the regular. I don't know what they do actually. Do they still get the regular shadow? Shadow color. I think they do. Offset, spread. Yeah, I think they do. So this offset X. So offset X maybe should be just like that. What I actually wanted to do is probably do the offset X for the. Oh, this is weird. There's a bit more like playing with this, I guess. It doesn't look like it's working. Yeah, at least color-wise. Okay, no. Just color this is blue. Okay. So this is inset false. Okay. Shadow inset false. Yeah, and then there's inset true. These guys. Well, why would it apply to these guys? That's interesting. I think we lost the shadow on the inside. Shadow inside, that screws it up a little bit, I think. Yeah, that screws it up. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so there's some bug there. But fine, okay. So if we would go with this, obviously that cannot be like that, but say like that, and maybe. Yeah. Because when they go on top of each other, is that okay? I don't think so. But when we go, it's okay. So this is new selected. So this one is like almost lit on fire now. Let's go maybe. Let's just pull it down a little bit. I mean, I like the fact that it got this this strong blur. So it's new selected. This is 16. Maybe 16 would be enough then. Yeah, and I guess it is like that because it got the stronger, lighter color here of the shadow. So it's nicer. Now this is not good. This is not good, but this is because this one doesn't have any shadow. And if anything, it should get something. Okay. Okay, sorry for that. So yeah, this looks strange. This is just awful. This looks just way over the top. And I don't know. Maybe it's hard to say what should be done with it. So maybe if we would add, this is 3, this is what the top bar is, so let's make the top bar 4. Maybe there would be a little bit more color difference between the panels, that would be better. Because then there's a little bit more of these darker elements within the layout. These guys are not the only dark elements. Obviously well, it still sort of works, I guess. Yeah, I guess it still sort of works. So these ones are the ones that are sort of not have to do anything about it. But if they're that close to each other, it's just, I'd like to use the shadow, but the shadow doesn't work that way. With the spacing, it's just too close. And then this also goes over. Which doesn't make it look bad, but it's just, I mean, it's sort of like over the top. Again, the question is, would I like to look at it, like, for a long time? Would I like to come back to this app? Is that inviting? Does it make me feel good about using this app? This should be just dialed down. And then I have on the Hobbit, I've done this shadow color now, so I haven't pushed the layer. So, yes, so this. Yeah. I think it needs something else. I don't fully know what it is, but I think it needs something else. It doesn't look very bad, but maybe this is just too strong as a highlight. Yeah, so that's probably better. That sort of like lights it up from the bottom, and then shows the. Yeah, that's probably a little bit better. Don't need that strong. So Hobbit, so this is the background, so maybe this just doesn't have to be that strong actually. I mean, it's bluey. It's not sharp, it's bluey. I don't know if it's good or bad. Maybe if it would be a bit more like neomorphic thing, it would be better. Possibly, the fact that there's so little space, maybe that's also what makes it sort of, if there would be like more empty space between them and around them. maybe that would feel better. Because then they wouldn't be so much on the, so much on each other, like sitting on top of each other. And again, I don't know if those actually matter. So this is just like loads of, yeah, so maybe this is actually a little bit better because it, like this one doesn't look good, but this one doesn't look good either. That's not but these ones are okay. So there are things that we are, yeah, it feels like it needs something. I don't fully know what it is yet, but it needs something. So it needs some sort of additional little thing that, yeah, well, you see when that's like that, that's not good either. So if they're on the 0, that's probably not good either. Yeah, they just sit there. Now maybe Eomorphic would actually do something about it here. Actually, it could actually work here maybe. Although, what if we would do? Let's go crazy on one side. Yeah. So it doesn't, I think this is not that nice. Then if we would blur this to 8, maybe even to like maybe 12 even. Because now it sort of like highlights it on the side. And I guess it creates this like a little bit, you know, to some extent this could mean that this one maybe doesn't need shadow at all, actually. Now it's still not very obvious that it's selected, so maybe it needs a border, actually, you know. Maybe it needs a border. Because I have a feeling that there's something going on here that's not really that good. I mean, they are sort of working, but not fully. So I don't know if that was a good choice. You know, maybe this. Yeah, but the more it is below it, the more it's sort of like it loses the definition. The cards, they lose the definition. But it's nice to highlight it that way. It's just not. Yeah, it's just not fully working. But let's say that these are the. Let's say that this is the beginning, right? This is the beginning of it. There's something about the gradient. There's something good about the gradient, and then there's something that I have a feeling that it would be better if there would be no gradient. Like looking at it, I have a feeling that it's just a little bit like, obviously they would have to be darker. But if we would go without the gradient, and then possibly, I'm thinking possibly the shadow, because then background color should be obviously now. This is just nicer, right? It's not that crazy. So if we go with, which color was it? The brighter blue was this. The brighter yellow was this one. Was it? I think so. So it's just the brighter yellow. Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe a little bit too bright, but that's at least it says, yeah. Okay, that's selected. We'll remove all the shadows from these guys. Yeah. Oh, this probably shouldn't get that. So look like. Oh, sorry, no. Okay. Look, don't so fast to it. There's this that. Oh. Yeah. That doesn't work like this. Selected is disabled. Okay, doesn't work with me now. It's fine. Let's just note it up. Okay, so I came back to the shadows because the flat colors were not really working out. It was very flat, and maybe something else would have to happen there, but it's just definitely not the right direction. Here, at least, it's legible. Now, the hover over is not nice, but it's legible. It's doing some stuff. Not that I'm very excited about what it's doing. I think I can animate these guys as well, I would say. Yeah, so now it's the animation of the hover is a little bit nice. It doesn't sort of switches slightly, so. So it's a strange behavior because it feels like it's a little bit pressed. It's actually pretty interesting. It feels like it's a little bit pressed. So it feels like I would, because of removing of the, actually I'm thinking that maybe even, like, I don't even know if we need the shadow here on this. Because what happens here is that because of the removal of the shadow, it feels like I would push the button forward. So what would change that look? So if I would have 4 here, it would make it even stronger. So it almost feels like I'm pressing it in. Now obviously this is because this is still very light. So let's just make it a little bit darker. Let's see what's going to happen. So this one almost like disappears. It's as if I almost would press it in to the level of the panel. Which to some extent it feels nice. I think it feels nice. Now maybe it should, almost as if this button would sort of like go in. So now to do this on these buttons, it would require additional treatment, but this is a cool effect, I guess. Now it has nothing to do with this because this is just a simple, this is just a simple hover over. So I don't know if this affects, first of all, I don't know if the effects, or the shadow effects are actually giving it injustice. Maybe they are not needed here. As well as the background, the background layer, the shadow here on the background of the cut is probably also a little bit too strong. And if it wouldn't be that strong, then maybe it would sort of like disappear a bit more. Rather than stand out. So maybe that's actually better. If it disappears a bit more. But this definitely feels okay when I do that. So that's pretty okay. Let's see what's going on when I gotta make a bigger. Yeah, I guess because it's just now, right now it's just gray, very light gray. So it's probably about the color. So maybe let's go 160 on all of them. Let's see how it will feel when it's going to be lighter. Yeah, so this is now definitely lighter. It's sort of highlighted, but it's highlighted in this. Yeah, no, the other one was better because it almost was taking it away, but no, but it was there, but it was almost like taking it away. You could feel that it's there, so it's almost like you're brushing it off. Just pretty good. So maybe even with this, we could just. Oh, okay. No, that's. I'm thinking that maybe even that shouldn't happen on hover. Like the change of the background shouldn't happen. So you're just pushing it in, and then it feels like you're pushing it in, but it's not. There's no. I don't know. 0.5. Yeah, I guess if there's a slight difference in the background, then it's better because it does feel like it returns to. Now maybe what it could do, it could go even brighter on the background. So here, yeah, but this is nice. This is definitely nice. This doesn't work at all, but this is really nice. So this feels good. It looks good as well. It doesn't look like in your face. The shadow's not very out there. There's a bit of space around those cuts, so I don't know if that's good, but it definitely makes them stand out. It's not so cramped. It's not so like, but obviously it doesn't use the space very well in that case, in that sense. So we'll go right here. That as well is a little bit. So they're little things. I mean, I just see them. I don't know if that's very obvious what I see, but I see like just some like the dot. Okay, so the dot definitely cannot be 4, but it cannot be 8. So it has to be 6. Yes, no, when it's 6, it's even on each side of this button. So that makes it a little bit better. Yeah. Okay. So obviously there's loads of work with this, and I've edited a lot of this video. So that's the cuts. That's what they are. They are those edits. I just edited it because it felt to me like there's loads of me just wandering around. But I really like it. I mean, this could well become something really good. Like as a design system, it could be bright, and I don't know how. Another thing is that we probably need some icons here, some tools, just to make it a little bit more interesting for the eye. Just to make it that. And then we would need to see how the content looks on top of this panel, because I have a feeling that this blurriness will not read well. So the text on top of that blurry background might not read well, and it might just be very distracting the way that it is. So here, what it would need is probably this type of messages, messages bubbles and stuff. Something like that, at least, I guess. And for that as well, again, the question is, should those be a little bit up on some sort of like shadow, raised up from the background? It's a hard choice because not everything here. So yeah, this is a little bit. This is not enough. Yeah, this actually looks satisfying. I mean, I like that. When I just playing with it, it's even just a nice experience. So this could well work. This could work. Now, also, what could happen is that we could get when we're hovering over, at least for these items, we could probably also take away a lot of that color. I don't think we can animate the background, actually. I think it will just go away. Well, yeah, but when it's no, that's when it's going away, it's weird. So no. So I think that probably it would. Wait a minute, that's not the one. That's the one. So let's leave 1. Let's leave 3. I don't know. Well, that's a 3, so there's no difference. So we'll go 1. Well, yeah, possibly very little difference, but makes it feel like pressed in even more, which is pretty cool. And then it sort of like leaves this sort of like feeling of an indented thing that is sort of pressed but not really. So then when it's pressed, we could come up with maybe, when this one is selected, we could come up with some sort of inset maybe, or I'm thinking, how could it go out? Because, you know, it could be a cool action to make it. Yeah, but I guess that's for the other day, for another day. This is something that I could play with these forever, I guess. The challenge with the shadows is in not making it look old, like old as in just bluey old school weird shadows. So neomorphism was a little bit going that direction, but it's just too much for the implementation of the different shadows. It just makes it not worth it. But that doesn't. Yeah, maybe because it's just the opacity of it. But then on the other hand, if it's very opaque, does it look like it's selected? I think that's my biggest question. And maybe the shadows shouldn't be here for the selection. So what should happen is that we should have the border, and for the borders, let's go into our docs and what's the border here? So you know, if we would have like, I don't know, 3, maybe it wouldn't be white, but it would be just some sort of white RGBA thing. Now, obviously, right now, it will not look good. So, well, could it be? Well, we don't need it. Obviously, we don't need it here. So we just need the border color here. We don't need it on these ones. So we need it on this one. On this one, we need just 0. So if anything, we need it on this one, and then the shadow color. Maybe we just do it. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, you see, so now that's just. I think that's the issue with this. This will be really hard testing all the scenarios. Like, you know, on the white it looks like I'm pressing it. On this one, it doesn't. Now this one has this thing, so this should probably go transparent. And maybe wouldn't transparent, yeah. But now, see, it's still visible here. Oh, it's not great. But now on this one this was looking like it is. Yeah, what's going on with the border color here, but it looks like it's not taking it well. Yeah, it doesn't look good in this situation. It doesn't look good. So if we would go maybe, you know, outline. Outline is a border outside of the element, so maybe if it's outside of the element, it would be better. Okay, so I don't see how that works. Yeah, it works. No, it definitely doesn't work. Oh, border outline. I'm tired now. It's been a long session, yeah, but outline doesn't take borders, so that's kind of bad. I don't know if this border was taking borders as well, so GBA. I don't think that it wasn't. Maybe that was just my tired eye. Yeah. So yeah, so this is happening. Yeah, okay, so it's taking it. Alright, so that's good. It's good to know. It's good to know that's taking it. Now if I go like this, it shouldn't show it, but it does. And it's weird. Well, yeah, it is weird. It's definitely weird, so maybe it's just too big, because now it just looks like it would be sort of like glossy thing, I guess. It has this weird aspect, like effect to it that it just sort of feels like. So now on hover, if we I guess on hover, if we would just remove that, it has this weird effect because of the transparency, I guess. Because of the transparency in the shadows, it also like comes together in some sort of weird way. Oh, yes, bad. Oh yes, but you see, but now that's visible. So I like that. That's like, okay, that's already like, it's already better. Okay, so this is so it looks like pressed, but it also, yeah, I think so. I think that's good. So I don't know if we should go up to 3, because 3 sort of makes it a little bit clunky. It's something without this bevel. It sort of like creates this bevel that it's slightly weird, but 2 wasn't that bad. And 2 was giving like this. Let's try with 1 as well. Let's try 1. Maybe 1 would be also okay. Well, 1, it's probably not, almost not, you can't see it. So then when you, no, 2. It has to be a bit chunky, I guess. So yeah, so 2 is fine. 2 is okay. 2 is okay, and the shadow makes it go away. So the only one thing that I would do probably is just get rid of the shadow altogether. And that would be when we are on the dark. It would make it visible, I guess, but it wouldn't make this weird thing. So now it almost makes it sort of like transparent. Because we are making it transparent, in fact. So yeah, so that's what's happening. So in the dark, when you're over dark, but it's functional. I mean, it does the thing that it should do, which I really like. So it makes it pop. So let's just add that here, and let's hope for the best. Let's see if that will actually, so, yeah. That also makes it very effective, I would say. Now, I don't know if we can actually change the border width, because often when we change the border width, obviously the elements are not aligned anymore. So it looks better. It looks definitely better with the thicker border when it's selected. It's definitely like, okay, this one is selected. Like, I like that. I think that makes it very, very good. But now this is almost the transparency and the border, it makes it beveled in a bad way. It's old-fashioned way. So if we go even higher on the thing, then that would make it solid almost, yeah. Now, the only thing is that, yeah, maybe, but, they would be misaligned here visually. So that is probably okay, I would say. Yeah, okay, I think we're getting somewhere with this. It's getting somewhere. So yes, maybe it does have to be a little bit more prominent. And then for the info as well, I'm thinking, so we have it at 0.8, but I'm thinking, like, the notes hurt my eyes. This is just like, ooh, white, right? White on black. This is not white on black. But when you take them here, so these are notes on the dark. If these will be notes on the white, well, yeah, so on the dark. I think it looks good. I mean, it looks sort of glossy. It has this glossy like depth to it. So maybe it's not so bad. Maybe even that should be just like even more brushed out. I'm thinking that border. I mean, you can see it because it's dark here and it's on dark on the light. Oh well, no, you'll see it. That's just weird there. Because you see it darker because of the dark shadow. Because of the dark shadow being offset as well. Is it because of it being offset, or that would be smaller? The black line probably would get smaller. No, not really. Shadow go 0. Okay, well, if we're gonna zero it out. Okay, so it's that's strange. That's a strange thing that's doing. Yeah, so I guess this just gets the background color. Maybe this background color shouldn't be that. Maybe it should be something grayish. Not change anything? No, not really. Not in that way. Well, it make it slightly. Yeah, but I don't think that's. Oh, okay. But there's this black side of it, which probably comes from the fact that this is, on the white it's sort of a bit worse, I guess. And then here, they also look very plasticky, I guess. They sort of like. Yeah, maybe I think this is a shadow issue, so, if we would probably remove the shadow from here. Okay, so it is the background and then the linear gradient because of that gradient thing. Now, if we wouldn't use the gradient, we would just use the background color. What would that do? So if we would just go like very functional on it and then say, go here with like 40, so something darker. Oh, that's really dark. Okay, so you get to see that there's a task, but here you don't get to see it either. So I guess the biggest challenge of this is to balance it out between the light and the dark. And one way of doing it is obviously to have some sort of darker backgrounds. So these are not that dark. They reflect a lot of light from the back. And maybe that's what's so nice about it, that when you see it in a different thing, it can be made. It can be made. I don't know what's doing now. It's doing some weird stuff right now. For some reason. But we've made a mess out of these props now. So that's probably why. Yeah, because it's dark and it's white. It's turning into white, so then it's like flashes into white because of this. This one essentially should be maybe not one, but this one. Yeah. Try to take some stuff away, although this should not work anymore. So it's not as satisfying, I would say. Well, and this is probably because I didn't put any of them. Yeah, any of that should. Get some sort of animation. Yeah, well, it gets animation. It's probably okay. So, you get a feeling for it that it's being selected, it's being hovered over. So that's I think that's good. It's pretty simple, in fact, when you're thinking about it as an interface. This sort of matches this, which makes it look like holes. So, if anything, I would say that probably this should be just a little bit darker than this one, just to make sure that it is popping out from the overall layout, just to give it a bit more just visual difference. That will also give us ability to maybe go a bit lighter on this one. So when we transitioning, it still keeps a little bit of it. Now on the So now on this one, it doesn't look that great. And we do have another thing that we could use, which is the backdrop filter. That also should be able to blur, say 10 pixels. Okay. That also should be able to blur some stuff behind it. Which now it's reacts, because before it was just a flat color. And I think right now it reacts to what's behind it as well. But because, there's very little opacity here. Yeah, I think it's better. So maybe it should be just darker color, or just more opaque. And in that sense, it would still be dark, but very... So then that would be this. Okay. Yeah, and then here it's dark as well, so it doesn't disappear. It's still dark and sort of, yeah, invisible. And on the white is visible as well. It is tricky though. It is tricky to design well. Even probably I would maybe do it like even 10-10-10, because then on this one, I have a feeling that it's a little bit just not as dark, then it matches this finish. Because this has this matte finish, this lost this matte finish. But it's still a bit better than, yeah, still a bit better. And if we're gonna make it stronger, I guess that's probably not that great here. Here it doesn't matter anymore, so maybe it should be a little bit, just to give it a bit more, pop. But so here it's because we're going to this, so if we go 20-20-20, this is disappearing here. This is almost disappearing here as well. So I guess the goal was to make it a bit more visible. I don't know if these should be just more visible, or like that, because that makes them, but it makes it very boxy, so that's why I was struggling with the concept of that. Now, if we're gonna just append them, well, it's very good, it's very visible. The action itself is very visible. The tasks are well defined. Now, also, what could happen is that we don't need that much space here. We might also not need that much space on the margin in the cut. So, what's the margin in the cut? Margin top 16, so that would be 8. And that is, what is this? Oh, sorry, that's not the container, this one. So, let's go 8 on this one. Yeah, well, it fits a little bit better. We're not wasting that much space. And maybe another thing is that we don't need cuts over here. that's just another thing. Because then the question is, between the selection here, so this is hover over, okay, well, probably would need to add the border here to match the hover over of this stuff, of these items. And also, yeah, and also get this out. Because then, another approach to the list is not to have them as cuts, to have them as just items with the border. And then when you highlight them, you highlight the full background of that list, which becomes very visible and very obvious. And then we don't, because I'm just imagining it, but right now if we would go and get the cut, say, put also here, I'm going to take away justify, and we're going to put it here, we also, so let's say like this. Now, this now starts becoming, there's like so many different boxes, so maybe this doesn't need those boxes, and we keep it for the conversation, to get a bit more chatty. Now this actually would be the content for the task, and then here we would have a chat, so maybe we wouldn't need that. Maybe that wouldn't need it. So yeah, okay, well, we landed here. This is where we are. There might be some other functional elements here, so for example, search here on top, I guess some sort of filter where you can filter by task. I'm thinking there might be some other elements, and then that would give it a bar. That would then extend over this element and over this element to give it repeaters. So here when we have a call to patient, the call to patient will be also displayed here, and then we will have a chat box, chat input here. Yeah. Okay. Leave your comments below. It was a long session. I probably gonna cut it. There's loads of back and forth on this. But there you go. That's how I play around with the design. I don't know if it's good or bad. Would it be faster in Illustrator? I don't know. I would probably not get around these functional these hover overs. It's really good to have it within like a functional element that I can see that this is the element. This is something that actually user will interact with the same way that I'm interacting with it. So there's no translation then into implementation. Yes, it takes time. Yes, it's development, but to me, it's engineering. It's a design. It's part of the design process. How things work. It's also important, and it makes a big difference. So here, one thing that I probably want to change now is to give it this. What is this one? Yeah, that one. To give the little dot. These are little things, but you see, like that's what the life of a designer is about. So let's keep the color. Let's keep the colors together here. So yeah, so it's hard to tell which one is better, which version is better, with shadows, without shadows, with borders, without borders. But it definitely goes into an interesting direction, and I like it. I like it. I like the fact that it's just very. Oh, sorry, no. You see, I still gotta play with it. Now these ones they don't work. These guys don't do anything, so I should probably just remove them. But yeah, but this is good. Oh, the border here is on this. Okay, so it probably should be just a bit brighter, so you get to see. Okay, well, this one. Okay. Yeah, it's hard to say whether it should be just toned down or which way should it go. It should be very visible. You know that you're clicking this one. You go over, boom, clicked. I think I need to bring the selected state, so that's something that I need to do in Notebook, and I definitely didn't have strength for that today. But yeah, and then there's a little bit of like work to be done. I guess there could be little things like this actually could be 0, and then we could just this could be just like full without like any. So right now this is on the bottom label, like we can actually 0 out. Do it for now. We wouldn't do it that way, but at least to see it here. So this is probably better as well. Like when it's like this one, it's not just repeating this stuff. But for that, it would need to get a little bit more of the padding. So now we have padding left. There's 8. I think we would need at least 10 here, and then the info would also get. On the app, on the new was the new here. Padding more margin left. Okay, 10. So this is not a spectacular. It's not a spectacular application. There's not much to it yet. But it looks professional, and it looks clean. I guess I'm trying to convince myself that it's going somewhere. In some good way. And maybe another way to go about it is to just make it darker. Just make everything darker, so it doesn't react to it. And we can actually do that. So in the main, this is in documentation. It's set there as well. But there are different ways of making this vibrancy work. And the app has to be restarted. But now, for example, this is just nothing, right? So then we have under window. Let's just restart this. Okay, so now there is a little bit of it, but not as much. So now maybe this will allow for just a better control over all of this, and there will be not that much difference between the light and dark. So that could be good. There are other, I don't know which ones are better, but obviously that needs to be tested. So there are other like effects. So sidebar is probably okay as well. Yeah, and then these effects don't have to be so like in your face, because this is what happens here is that we are where are we on the card? Now we can just lower that down. And that is oh, this is 1. Okay, so let's make it like 5. Okay, so this is just it's just a bit it's not that in your face, which maybe it's better. Yeah. So this background, these background elements, they react differently with each of the settings of the vibrancy of Electron app. So this is something that it has a big impact actually on how they look like. And again, I guess the question is, would I really like to work with this every day? Is this something that would make me feel good about the work I need to do every day? Yeah, I guess that's probably the most important question here. Because this design is visible. This is the border radius. This is visible. What we could do is to remove that. I guess we could remove the paddings here, and then on the card. So here there will be no paddings, and then the card leave the margin top like 1, and then 0 out the border radiuses, or just move them. So then obviously the border doesn't make sense anymore. So we need to remove the border as well. But is this better? I mean, that's also pretty good, and the design is sort of like out all the way. The backgrounds are now not working that great, not at least not in here. So maybe the background will be selected, which is the regular one. This one, it should probably be a little bit darker. Just go to 5, and then background color here should go. So then it's going to get wider. Yeah, maybe that's the right move here. In fact, this whole panel could be just this dark panel. I mean, if it's because then I'm thinking that actually maybe what should happen is that this is transparent. What happens in the panel behind it is, oh, that's interesting. What happened here? Oh, the blur. Yeah, the blur affects it. I think that's the blur. It's just, yeah, that's the blur. Okay, so, so now what we could do is change the color of the panel to be even stronger than maybe, so, even stronger than this one. And then, obviously the border bottom would be needed on this card. So, Border bottom, let's go border bottom. Oh my god, this is just like, what's going on? What is going on in here? It's crazy, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff, but that's what it takes, I guess. I mean, it's crazy. Man. Okay, so now we have this one. Okay, we could just go do something like that. Just go very low on this. Right now, this still gets the border color, and yeah, it's just, oh my god, let's just remove this stuff. This is just awful. What am I doing? I'm not going with it either way, so there you go. Background color, yeah, okay, this one go. Border width, no, 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 no. And yeah. Well, let's leave that one. No. So now what do we have? We need to go this. Actually, don't want to do anything with the border color, right? Yeah, we don't want to do anything with it. So what on hover, what do we want to do? We want to go lighter. Not, so we want to go 255, 255, 255, and then go like just like a 0, 1 or something. Ooh, this is bright. This is bright. Do something else. Okay, so. Okay. Yeah, so sort of like that. So that's another way. That's another version of this. Now, maybe it doesn't have to be all down. Maybe those lines, they don't have to go border to border. So to do that, we would need to go and say, okay, let's go 8, 8. I'm sorry, let's go 8, 8 here, and then let's not do any of that, or let's do just maybe 2. I think I can just make a, ooh, no, at least I would say 4 probably. Well, yeah, because then this is the issue. This would have to be, yeah, that's the problem then. So the border would have to be done. The border would have to be done differently. Yes, the border has to be done differently. So if this goes 0, 0, yeah, it has to go 0, 0, this has to go to the end. And then I think we would have to push with the transparent border from the side to make that work. Because I don't have any other, I can't come up with anything else, which means that it would, oh no, because that would then, we can think straight. So to make the border, well, probably the easiest thing to do actually would be to have just a, instead of border, to have a vertical here. So have vertical here that is height 1, and then it has background color, no, sorry, instead of the white one, so actually instead of this one. And then the width, it needs to go 100%. Now the only thing is that it needs margin top, maybe 8. Yeah. But, yes, so it doesn't need margin top, although maybe it does. Well, let's see, because what it needs, so this is vertical, so align items here would go space between, which means that it would push the elements. No, it could, but it doesn't. So, okay. So this element, just do this quickly. So, yeah, this is the full element there. And then, it doesn't actually do that. I thought it was align items, no? I'll just content. Doesn't make sense because it's not. Yes, okay. Alright, I give up. Yeah, but now it's obviously it pushed everything, so we need to wrap these guys separately. Just so these guys are one. Just so these guys are one element. Yeah. It is pretty weird though. It's pretty weird the way that it looks here. And the reason why it looks like this is because it doesn't go. So actually maybe we need the padding top, we don't need the padding bottom, I'm thinking. Yeah, okay. So is that better? Well, I don't know. It's not as well. Right now, the only thing is that these guys would need to have additional padding because it probably doesn't look good. So they need to have like I think 4 at least, just to make it a bit more designed. Okay, what happened? Oh, where did I put it? I am tired, but I'm not going to give up on this stuff. Let's see. Yeah, so I guess they would better when they are a little bit indented, just visually. And yeah, and that's sort of it. Now I don't particularly like the way that it's doing the hover over. Now when it's hovered over, I guess because it's inside, we could get this background color to 0, I would say, and then it would actually disappear, I guess, right? I think we could, yeah. So this one doesn't disappear because obviously it's not hovered over. But at least this one does, so it's not that weird. Not perfect though. far from being perfect, but yeah, no, it doesn't matter when it's full width. And I'm thinking, is this actually nice? I know this is why, because we had this one margin because of this, right? Now these guys are still sort of like weird here, and now the question is, should it be like this? Should it be just this big block of color, or should it have like a badge that says, yeah, this one is new? Would that be better, or is this big block of color better? That is hard to say. That is definitely hard to say. I have a feeling that the block of color is, now it could also be something else. It could also be this border. It could also be some other element. Yeah, but it's definitely, I guess this is better. This is more like a little bit more ambient. Now here, could we do it? We would go just to even these out. Could we do this? Probably. I guess these would be actually bigger because there's maybe a little bit more content that has to fit in here. So that would be it. So that would be, yeah, that would be a little bit bigger. So this is new. I wonder if that's just because now we are not playing with these colors too well, but if they would be a little bit more dim. So sorry, not this one. So new. So it would be a little bit more dim. So there's like, yeah, it's there, but it's not like in your face. This one's selected obviously. So yeah, boom. Yeah, it's a challenge, isn't it? I guess they do feel blocky though. I can imagine if you have like a full, so these are only two, right? I imagine that all of them are. In fact, we don't have to imagine. We can just like, go and make them, force them to do what we want them to do. Which is another beautiful thing about views. So yeah, so we have this thing, okay. Now, well, not so bad. No, not so bad. Not so bad at all. The only thing is that if this has 12, this probably needs to have an even, like a 12. So where do we have them? So these guys are here. So this is 12 on the info. Well, that's probably more. That's 16 on the info then. And then inside of the button label, we have 12, right? Oh, should we have more? We have 16 here, so. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so, and this one could stay where it is. Obviously this is not that great, so this should be just white. That one is very bright. And I don't know about this orange color. This orange color is okayish. Now obviously because we went so bright, this is 0.8, so it is bright. It is bright. And it doesn't respond really well with the background. Which maybe it's good because it's readable. Yeah, maybe it's good because of that. Let's do this. It's actually, let's have one black on the bottom. Yeah, there's something to it, but it probably needs a little bit more fiddling with. I guess so. Alright, that would be it for today, because it's late and it's time to finish up. Have a good one, and, well, yeah, see you next time.